The guy in here, man, and the guy in here. The Bible. This is the Bible. You question the words of the mighty Jimmy?
The way Hazbin Hotel portrays heaven is interesting, since it's not only a plot device and a way to withhold information for dramatic effect, but more importantly, it highlights the concepts of both redemption and social privilege, weirdly tangled together in a rich, obviously judgmental broth with lots of chewy problem bites that seem to lurk below the surface. So, for those who don't know, or those who forgot details because it's been an eon since season 1 dropped,
Bitch, me too! The fuck?
Hazbin Hotel is a musical comedy series about Charlie, the daughter of the devil. No, not that one.
Hey, I just want to say sorry about calling so late last night. But I drank 4 apple teenies. But you ever had one?
No.
Fresh apple?
No.
And her attempts to redeem sinners in hell to try to help them get into heaven in order to spare them from annual executions from said heaven. So, rather than be killed by heaven, they'd be taken into heaven, where they can get nice soft drinks, rainbow sprinkles on their ice cream, fuzzy animals to cuddle, and musical numbers. Okay, both heaven and hell have musical numbers, but you get my point. So, heaven, in Hazbin, is a multi-purpose tool within the series, as it represents oppression, privileges, and supremacy, but also represents the hope and betterment of sinners as a whole, which is complicated. It's both a means for lore to explore within the series, as it's the holding ground of exorcist angels and Charlie's family background, but also a place that proves Charlie is right, and that good souls go to heaven while bad ones remain in hell. Okay, so let's set the scene for you. Serpentius, a character who is made to be comically bad within the series, so he can be easy to sympathize with, sacrifices himself and is transported to heaven, proving that heaven, despite it being a place where people are judgy, have obvious ambivalence about free will, and will gladly commit genocide rather than make a plan to handle souls more effectively, is also the place that houses good souls with good hearts.
That's a little fucked up, no?
Oh, it's super fucked up.
No matter how you split it, the story romanticizes heaven despite it literally being the embodiment of privilege and social supremacy, making the story seem tone-deaf in lots of regards, leaving the vague idea that either the story is going to be about Charlie changing heaven and making a new system in the afterlife, a la The Good Place, or the story is going to focus on family drama and ignore the big genocide and systemic issues like Steven Universe.
Garnet? Does that call herself a Garnet?
Kiss my ass, you little mother...
Maybe they'll surprise us and do something different, but, you know, with so many shows dropping the ball with genocide and family drama, I'm curious what Vivsy will bring to the table. The concept of a hell wherein people could be trained, taught, and redeemed is not new to the church. Heck, they've been fighting philosophical wars over this in the Catholic Church since the medieval days, and it's called universal restoration. Why isn't it standard doctrine? Money. Yep. One theologian, Christian Gottlieb Barth, said, "Anyone who does not believe in the universal restoration is an ox, but anyone who teaches it is an ass."
Oh, now that's how you clear up. I don't know who that hoe is.
It was presupposed that a loving God would even put ways to escape hell for the fallen angels, but it was viewed as silly to teach that, because folks might decide the universe ran on a sin now, pay later plan, which is not good for donations to the church and putting butts in the pews. Thus, Hazbin Hotel's premise, that of a way to redeem yourself out of hell, is not in any way new, though the original philosophy had fewer songs and fewer BDSM jokes. Probably not any discussion of drugs either. Pretty sure about that last one. Now, do I believe this could lead to possible hints at the future of the series? Wouldn't be shocked. But heaven being a place that runs on ridiculous rules that are there for the rich and powerful to get into heaven could be a plot that Vivsy could lean into. However, this solely depends on how the story handles Charlie, which is for another video down the line. Now, the first season ends with Charlie grieving because she believes Serpentius is completely gone, which shows that she now prioritizes valuing her people's growth in self-betterment more than seeking their betterment through the validation of heaven, which is what the show should continue to do. Recovery from abuse, criminal thinking, self-destructive tendencies is the goal for a healthy self and healthy self-image. After all, it is about self-betterment and self-discipline that matters, not so much as recovering to get approval from authorities that show malicious systemic abuse. As I'm interested in Hazbin Hotel, especially with Season 2 coming out this year, I want to talk about this series and talk about genuine principles of recovery and share my ideas on how the characters can grow and change, or how I think they could, maybe even should, grow and change. Will it be what the show does? Possibly not, but I'll base my opinions on research out there and principles shown to actually work with real people. An example is Heaven. I'm going to look at this show with the viewpoint that if a character were to be sent there post-Charlie's influence, I'm going to consider it as if Heaven is a metaphor for the real world outside of needing recovery, as a world outside of needing recovery has both people who abuse privileges and good people who deeply want to help. Entering the world post-recovery from substance abuse or criminal thinking can be a scary experience, but realizing you've adapted and grown is worth it. Because, honestly, this perspective seems a lot more useful than thinking that the oppressors are who the oppressed have to obtain their validation from. So, tune in next time where I'm going to talk about Hazbin Hotel, especially a special little girl and her need to be good rather than merely nice. Until then, bye!